The fourth episode of Star Wars Resistance, called The High Tower, significantly progressed the plot with the First Order on the Colossus, giving Kaz some actual spying to do. Today I'll be reviewing the episode and breaking it all down. Within the first few seconds, power almost completely shuts down on the station, and Captain Doza informs the citizens that fuel is low and they need to ration what little they have left until the next shipment comes in. But those rules don't seem to apply to the tower, where Doza and the ace pilots live. There's a clear hierarchy in the Colossus between its leadership and its citizens. The people who need power to work, make money, and survive aren't able to have it, but the aces and Captain Doza, who already live much cushier lives, get to keep theirs on. On the other hand, the ace pilots are required to defend the station when it's under attack and help bring in shipments. Hype Phazon comes down to Aunt Z's and explains that he is skipping out on such a job because he refuses to work for the First Order, which of course gets Kaz's attention. Hype doesn't get into why he dislikes the First Order, but for now I'm gonna guess anti-alien sentiments. The First Order is treated surprisingly casually by everyone on the Colossus. They are used to seeing them, and even claim they're allowed to use the station like everyone else. At this point in time, they're just viewed as some sort of novelty, a group of people clinging to old beliefs that aren't really a threat. Kaz watches the First Order dock and head up to the tower and resolves to get inside. He's able to get an invitation through Tam, who has some bitter history with Hype. I wish we got to explore that more, but it wasn't the focus of this episode. I'm sure we'll learn more down the line, but I get the feeling she was involved in a crash that has slowed down her aspirations of being a racer. Kaz follows Major Von Reg to Captain Doza, and he's able to eavesdrop on their conversation. Von Reg uses the pirate attacks from the second episode, the same attacks the First Order organized, as proof that the Colossus needs more protection. They demand Doza accept their quote-unquote help and threaten to stop providing the station with fuel if it does not. He in turn threatens to inform the New Republic of their coercion, but Von Reg knows Doza has made plenty of deals with the criminal underworld that the government couldn't simply overlook. Kaz is spotted as the First Order leaves and they chase him for a bit, but he escapes with some help from Tora, who claims he was just a visiting friend. Doza demands the First Order leave, but ultimately he makes the deal with them, and the power comes back on as Kaz arrives home. Tam seems relieved that he prefers living with them rather than in the comfortable high tower, which is good, seeing as she's been his biggest critic in the series. The episode ends with Doza beginning to wonder who exactly Kaz is. I think this is my second favorite episode of the show so far, behind the premiere. It progressed the main plot and gave us some good character moments for Tam. There was a good balance. I also liked the way the First Order was treated. Captain Doza, some of the aces, and even people like Tam view them as like a necessary evil to keep the station running. They may not even see them as evil, but like I said, they're more of an odd fringe group, like, oh, look at that quirky First Order still holding on to the old empire. Then you have people like Hype, who don't share those views, but feel powerless to do anything about it, or maybe they just don't feel like it's worth the trouble. It's all very consistent with other stories, like Bloodline, where the New Republic also rolls their eyes at their existence, and their complacency allows the First Order to grow from a novelty into a massive threat. Was there still some goofy humor? Of course, especially at the top of the episode. Was Kaz still a clumsy spy? Yep. But I can forgive all that stuff for the sake of the younger target audience. I'm just saying that there are good character moments and themes relevant to adults as well. And I just want to say that I really like Hype's character. I've said before I'm a big fan of Scrubs and Donald Faison, so I was already happy to see him in Star Wars, but I was thinking Hype would be nothing more than a cocky pilot, and he is that, but he has principles and a history with Tam, and I think all of that'll come up again as we continue getting to know the other aces. As for the future, I like what's happening with Captain Doza. He is working with the First Order, but it's not a simple situation. He's not doing it because he supports them, he's doing it because he feels like he has to. I expect some pushback in the future, and I'd be interested to hear more from all the other ace pilots to see if they agree with Hype or if they don't care. Maybe we'll see some splintering on the Colossus, as I assume Von Reg and his troops take up a more prominent role in their day-to-day life, offering their fake protection. Before wrapping up, I didn't notice a ton of Easter eggs or anything like that, but Tora's room was full of little details like stuffed Ewoks and Orderlins, a model Skyhopper, and Sabine's Phoenix symbol from Star Wars Rebels. Maybe she feels some kinship with Spectre 5, as she is currently the 5th ace pilot. And I didn't discuss her earlier, but I get the feeling Tora is a little lonely, stuck up in the high tower without anyone else her age. But now it's time to hear from you guys. What did you think of the episode? Did you catch any Easter eggs, or did you interpret anything differently than I did? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.